Alright, I'm going to do something a little different than what I normally do, which is make music and put it on the internet. I got a bit of a rant to get off my chest. I hope you'll listen with an open mind. There's going to be lots of hate mail over this one, I'm sure. People don't like it when other people speak up and say what they actually mean or express what they feel is the right. This thing that happened in Ottawa, I know people are putting on Facebook, support our troops and all that stuff. And you know what? I was in the armed forces. I believe in supporting the troops too, but not in this regard. I'll tell you why I say that. It's because our policy in Canada, the government, is basically one of a political correctiveness. They do whatever looks the best. We're following the Americans down over to Afghanistan and Iraq, and we have no business being there. Zero. It's about oil. It's got nothing to do with terrorism. If you look in the documents, and they're all over the internet, I can provide links if people are interested. The United States has been funding the terrorists, ISIS, and the Taliban and other terrorism organizations since the 80s and before that even. They've been giving them money and weapons and everything else. Now all of a sudden they're a big threat. Well, the way I look at it is the same way a rural farmer would look at it. You stay out of my business, I'll stay out of your business. They've already publicly said that they're going to come over here and start screwing with us. They're going to come over here and terrorize us if we continue to bomb their people. You know, they've said that. That's also public record. You can look that up. We have no business being in Iraq or Afghanistan. Zero. We're dropping bombs on kids over there. I know it's not politically correct to say that, but that's the truth. We're dropping laser guided bombs from 20,000 feet, 2,000 pounders and stuff on homes and villages and killing kids and people. Every day that's happening. You know, so something like this happens in Canada, I guess you got to put it in perspective. You know, put it in perspective. You know, what would you feel? How would you feel if a 2,000 pounder landed in your yard and killed all your children? So you can imagine the rage that those people are feeling. Don't believe the hype of all this terrorism nonsense. There are terrorists, sure. There's always been people in history that wanted to do bad and evil things to other nations. There always will be. But we had no business being over there. I think all the deaths were senseless. I think the deaths on both sides were senseless. All the American young boys and the Canadian young kids and stuff in the army that went over there and died. For what? To make rich white guys even richer. You know. Like I said, Canada is... I used to be proud of my country. I used to love my country. I had aunts and uncles, and I had grandfathers and uncles fight in the world wars and die in some cases for this country. But I think it's a fraud. All of Canada, the Corporation of Canada, is a fraud. It's being run fraudulently. All the people that are in power, right up to the Prime Minister, they're play actors. They're not even the real deal. They've taken over by fraud and deceived all of us. You know, and I'm not going to get into that because I know that's a hot button with a lot of people. But those are my thoughts on what's going on over there. You can take it for whatever it's worth. You know, if you want to unfriend me on Facebook or whatever because of this, feel free to do so. I mean, I love each and every one of my friends, and they're on my page for a reason. I don't just put people on there, like I don't have 600 or 700 people there, people that I just know or acquaintances. I consider everybody on there to be a friend. So, you know, if you're planning on doing that, come talk to me first. Maybe we can resolve it. But while this country is still free enough where we can speak our minds, I think it's important that everybody stands out and stands up and start questioning things. Don't blindly just fold and follow the rest of the sheeple. I mean, start questioning stuff. Ask questions. Why? You know, ask why. I ask why all day long sometimes on everything. Even little minor stuff. I always ask why. You know, I know it's probably annoying to a lot of people, but that's just the way I am. That's the way I've always been. You know, I ask questions. And don't stop asking questions, ever. You know, don't just blindly follow the garbage that they're feeding you on TV and stuff and on the radio, because half of it's untrue. More than half of it, I'd be willing to bet. Anyway, that's my rant.